I can point out some features on this chain and swivel setup which shows it real well. I've got about 20 inches of non-kink chain on this trap coming off the base plate. I've got the inline spring, inline shock spring right here, a little bit closer to the stake than the trap. And you don't want to have it right near the stake in case you get wet conditions. It'll ball up with mud. I've got a lap link on the end of the chain. I'm using 7/16 smooth rod. And this is, all my stakes are 24 and 30 inch. And this is probably a 30-inch stake because some of these spots are pretty dry. I don't like the double stake. I always like the coyote to have a chance to go around the stake. It's very important. Then you've got your swivels here where your animal can go around this way and then go around the stake. And there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 swivels on this setup counting the lap link at the chain. And this happens to be a number 2 coil spring trap. Most of my traps are 3 size, but I do use a few 2s. And this is a very good catch, a full pad catch here. But with a shock spring, you can have a partial pad catch, 2-toe catch, and still hold them because they don't have the solid pull. Like I say, I kneel on just a trash bag. You wouldn't have to use anything, but you do leave some scent on your knees. And actually, the trash bag is more or less just to keep your knees dry because a lot of times the soil is wet. Okay, use the wire brush where the foot was in the trap. Take the wire brush, clean it off, then go underneath. With this type of wire brush, you can get between the jaws and the pan. Kind of look the trap over, make sure once in a while the trap dog gets bent. This one here is still straight. That's one of the weaker spots on the doggone traps is the dog is sometimes a little softer material, but this one's pretty straight. I've had to replace them at times, but not too often. Anyway, it's all ready to go right back in the same bed. Right here you've got your same trap bed that you had before. Just clean the dirt out of it. This here is a perfect setup. The way the land lays is, of course, I picked these spots purposely where you got the slope. There's northwest right there. The wind mainly is going to be coming from that way. The attractor is there. The trap is here. And when he's coming into the attractor, he's going to be going downhill a little bit. And you've got a little bit more weight. The trap is set concave in the bed, but he's going to be going downhill, and he'll hit that trap pretty hard and just about guarantee a pad catch every time. Of course, I always make my sets so they can approach it from any angle. But with that, always I try to keep the wind in mind when I can at all times. The stake seems to be pretty solid. He's dug out around it a little bit there. I'll probably drive it down just a shade more. One thing, after you make a catch, you've got all this dirt in your catch circle. Just shove it back in and use the same bed. When I place the trap in the bed in conjunction with the bait hole where the lure is going to go, I try to set it so the trap is setting at the 2 o'clock position on the trap would be towards the bait hole, and that's at a slight angle. I don't know why, I just have done that over the years, and I don't like to set them completely where they come in completely crossways, but a slight angle seemed like I've had the best luck. You bring in this dirt from a surrounding area in the catch circle and build up what I call the collar around the trap. You've got to have that ridge around the trap. So your trap is, before you start covering the center, your trap is going to be setting in center of kind of a donut hole. And then pack that in real firm with the back side of your hand. The only place you need to sift or want to sift is right inside those jaws. You don't need to sift out here. That's, again, I've said before, why I just use the 2-pound coffee can, because I can place my sifting right where I want it. I cut a slot in the bag, of course, for the dog. Take your old table knife, shove that in. By using a table knife, you don't have much room to work. You can shove it in those smaller crevices there on the set trap. You can just reach out and get some of this dry dirt here. Sometimes I'll take a little bit just with my hands and put right inside the jaw there to kind of make the covering lay down a little better, and then I will sift right inside the jaws. Then I take my trapping trowel, I'll level that off, but it'll have to be sifted again. But to level it off once, then it'll kind of push the dirt down in around inside the jaws. And I'll sift it again. And then what's left, just put that around here. And then what you do, I take the knife and find out where the end of the trap dog is. That's very important in a doggone trap, and that has to be guarded. You don't want him stepping where the dog attaches under the pan, because it'll throw that trap dog up, and that causes sprung traps. If a person's having a lot of sprung traps, they're not guarding the jaw with the dog on. The free jaw, not so important. They can step anywhere there, but you don't want them stepping where that trap dog has got to fly up. And then on the other side, I kind of guide them with flat rocks. These are a little larger than I normally use. And I'll take this one here. I think that one was there before, yes. That one was there before. Okay, I'll probably freshen up with just a little bit of lure on this set here so you can see it from the back side, and how the trap is and set in relation to the bait hole. I'm going to add a little fresh bait. There's still some there from before the catch, but I can tell by the consistency of it what it was, so I'll put some of the same stuff in there, and right down in the bait hole there, and maybe just touch your knife off, clean it off underneath that flat rock. And when I come back after a coyote, this rock will be here, and there'll be dirt stuck right in there where that lure was, so I put the same rock back over. But you can see the center of this here is not tore up at all. The coyote's going around, and he can still come up, approach from any angle, and walk through the set. I don't care what way he comes from, but normally, the northwest wind, he'll come in against the wind. He'll come in this way, but he may come in that way. You may get a back foot catch. You may get 2 front feet at once, but that's immaterial because you're going to catch him. You don't care, but normally you will catch him by a front foot. So that's how I make the repeat set.